Randy, I swear, every time we get together on these Monday chats, I wonder, where did the weekend go?
Where did it go? Looking at the calendar, there aren't a whole lot of Mondays left in the month, like none. So, yeah, man, we're headed to fall here next several days. We'll be into September, and next thing you know, the leaves are falling, and I'll have to wear a hat. So,
have to wear a hat.
Well, it'll get cold out.
You can put a rug on that thing.
I might need an extra thick one to keep the sun off of that thing. But hey, folks, thanks for joining us again. It's another Monday lunch conversation. Randy and Teddy, we talk tips. We've got some excellent tips. Hang around for the end of this segment because we're going to have a couple of pretty good little tips for you. We have a story to share, and also we'll mention who's coming up this Wednesday on our do we call it our main show? What do we call it? It's our flagship show. The flagship show, a ship show. Yeah, I'm sure. Be careful how we say that. The censors might step in. Randy Wooden. Yeah, I'm Randy Wooden with Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. We are a 31 county Goodwill. Teddy, I don't know if you knew that we have over. I don't know what the numbers are now. I'm going to say about 1,300 employees across again 31 counties here in Northwest North Carolina. I run our professional center. And so if you or maybe somebody you know is a professional, maybe they're degreed or in a leadership role, salaried role, and they're on the job hunt, then have them reach out to me. And our services are free, so we're happy to help them with tips and tricks and contacts and you name it. But I tell people, hey, look, we're free, but you get what you pay for. And usually they laugh. And then from there, we roll up our sleeves and get started. But we're happy to try to help you. Just reach out to me. Teddy, who are you and why are you here?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know the story. I got my ankle bracelet on. But so those who have not heard of me and met me, I'm Teddy Burriss. I'm a LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. I'm all about helping business professionals master using LinkedIn and Sales Navigator as business tools. And my one-on-one courses, my mastermind groups. I've got a brand new membership site on Quora, a whole new series of videos on YouTube. I eat, drink, and sleep LinkedIn 24/7 because I love helping people figure out how to use that business tool. It's a lot of fun. So, and Randy and I have been getting together since, what was it, April of 2020.
Yeah,
and,
you're right.
You know, we're pushing into year number two. Well,
yeah, we've done a year. We're partway through year 2.
Yeah.
And you know what? We still haven't met in person all this time.
Yeah.
I bumped into you a ton of times before COVID, but since COVID's happened, we're just sort of like just cocooned and doing our thing. But now we're excited. We've got a great show this Wednesday, Teddy, coming up. We're going to talk about our guest coming up. But first,
you got a story?
I do. And this past week's show dealt with employment law. And as lawyers are often heard to say, it depends.
There's that.
And it really does. The law and interpreting the law may say one thing in the wording, but the various components that go into each side's case are never identical. And so that's where a judge or a jury or somebody has to decide, or maybe they arbitrate or they negotiate a settlement in some way, shape, or form. But there's not a cut and dried, this is the law, and so often it depends. It depends on circumstances. And you know what? The same thing in a job hunt. I can't tell you how many times I've heard questions, and I've been writing columns in the Winston-Salem Journal about questions I get from my job seeking clients, and things like, how far back to go on a resume? Should I put my dates of education on there? This, that, and so many times the answer is it depends. And you've got to talk through that scenario of here are the pros of doing it. Here's why it makes sense. And here's why you may not want to do it. Now, I'm no attorney, and certainly I don't profess to be one. My role is much like an attorney's, though, in that we try to put out the pros and cons. Say, if you do this, this might happen. If you do that, that might happen. Ultimately, it's your name on that resume, not mine.
Yeah.
But I think you make better decisions when you have more information. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it depends whether it's in law or in a job hunt. It really does.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I'm with you, man. So often people think that, hey, let me show me the template I need to follow. And often templates aren't the right way to do it. So, hey, here's my story, Randy. my wife came to me and said, hey, I got an alert on my car. It says A13 maintenance required. I'm like, all right, what does A13 mean? So she went on in the, what's it called? What's that thing called? A user manual for the car, operator's manual, and said, oh, A13 means we got to rotate the tires and change the transmission fluid. Can you do that? Randy, I no longer say it depends. Because the answer for me is no.
Oh, hey, that ain't happening.
It ain't happening because, hey, I don't know, a muffler bearing from a transmission plug, so
yeah.
And it really got me thinking, I got to spend money to do this. By the way, I found out it's only $80 to have someone change my transmission fluid. Well, that's a lot of money, but way cheaper than me getting the jack, getting stands, going and buying transmission fluid, getting the right all that stuff. Now I got to figure out how to change the filter. Where's the filter for a transmission? I don't know. And so, hire professionals. If you're not really skilled at it, find someone to help you or hire a professional. And it's really, I get it. Money's a big thing, big part of it, but also stress and figuring it all out and watching 20 YouTube videos. It's not worth it for me. It's also not worth it for us to pretend that we're experts in all the things that we do in our job search. Because there's so many different areas of it. This is why Randy has a job. He's sitting out there in downtown Winston-Salem ready to help you. Yeah. I help people in all the job search groups I'm a part of. Get people to help you hire or beg, plead, borrow, or steal from a professional to get them to help you.
Teddy, I think I read the other day, it was on LinkedIn. I forget. Of course, it was on the internet, so we know it's true. Yeah. Whatever. But, time and money. And that time is a resource that you can't get back. You can't make more of. So spend money to save time, but don't spend time to save money. If you had to make a choice of the two, you can't get that. You can always make more money, but you can't earn more time back. So and that's kind of what you did. You spend money to save time.
Yeah.
Plus your knuckles and your blood pressure and all of those. And your boss yelling, is it fixed yet? Is it done yet?
Yeah.
Let's take so hey, this week Nancy Friedman joins us. Nancy is all the way from St. Louis, Missouri, and she is renowned as the telephone doctor. Yeah. So if your telephone technique is sick and needs some help, actually, she's going to talk. Yeah, we'll talk telephone technique because we still do phone interviews. And so those things still take place, and how they differ maybe from a Zoom or a face-to-face. Certainly there are some differences and things you need to be aware of. But she's going to cover some out-of-the-box job search tips. Yeah. She's been around a very long time. She understands customer service.
You can't say it that way.
Been around a long time. I can't say that. She has a wealth of experience.
There you go.
A wealth of experience, and is a subject matter expert. So we're fortunate that we're able to grab her from her busy schedule, because she is pretty busy. And anyway, so she'll be our guest coming up on Wednesday, 11:55 behind the scenes, and then 12 noon, we hit the record button and go live globally or galactically across the galaxy.
Globally right now. We're working on the galactic part, but we're global right now.
Okay.
So, and I'll drop the link to this show in the YouTube channel and, every place else I share it. So yeah, it'd be a fun conversation, Nancy. I've chatted with her a little bit beforehand. She's an absolute hoot. And like you said, Randy, she's been around for a while. She's learned a lot of stuff, and it's fun to listen to her ideas. So very high energy. So you're not going to sit there and go, oh man. Hey, this I've got a tip, and then I'll throw it back to you to take us on out and go get a sandwich. But the tip kind of dovetails a little bit with, I think, something you mentioned earlier, dealing with this whole understanding where the resources are and reach out to those. I had a client not long ago, essentially at wit's end, very needed a job yesterday, kind of a thing, and just was very frustrated, going through some crises in her life, and had been asking for months with the few people that she knew, is there
are there resources to help people with the job search? And you would think that, the world, everybody knows who Teddy Burriss is. And, maybe a few people know me, and they know of nonprofits and Goodwill and so forth. People are coming up empty, and they go, we don't know. And it got me thinking a little bit. Despite our best efforts, not everybody knows where to turn when they are in need.
Yeah.
And so whether it's what I'll call survival things like food, shelter, medicine, that kind of stuff, nc211.org is a good resource. You can type in your zip code and get a litany of nonprofits and other agencies out there that are hopefully set up to be able to address whatever your needs might be. But also, whether it's Teddy or me, or there are a number of church groups and professional organizations to network with. But don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Too often we feel, and I'm guilty of this too, I can do it myself. I'm a tough guy. I got it all figured out. I can do it. But you know what? If you just ask, I've found people to be very helpful, very friendly for the most part, at least to the degree that they can be of help. So don't ask them, hey, do you know of any job openings? But I think if you peel that back a little bit and ask for networking help, ideas, suggestions, resources, most people will try to steer you to something to get you closer to the end game than you were when you had that conversation to start with.
Yeah. I'm with you. You need to know what those resources are before you need to use them. Here's a quick little story, Randy.
Yeah.
Many years ago, back in the days when we all had those phones, my wife and I were teaching our kids what 911 is. So we told them, I said, look, if you ever have a problem, dial 911,
Yeah.
And so all the girls knew if there's ever a problem, dial 911. Well, one day, one of the daughters decides that she wants to experiment with dialing 911. So, she sneaks in another room and dials 911 and then hangs the phone up. And she came running in the room. Like, what are you doing? Nothing. Well, then the phone rings. It's the local police. Hey, we got a hang up from this number. Is there a problem? And we go, and we knew what had happened. We said, no. One of our daughters, a young kid, we're teaching her 911. And the officer said, may I speak to her, please? I want her to understand I'm here for her. That was pretty cool, man. They didn't get mad at her. They said, look, thank you for saying hi. If you ever need anything, call me back. Know your resources and know those resources are there to help you. Powerful stuff. So
yeah,
hey, here's my tip, buddy.
Yeah, what you got?
Dig your well before you're thirsty. All right. Anything else you want to know? Well, let me tell you what I mean about this. I had a conversation a couple of days ago about, hey, should you connect with people on LinkedIn that you want to buy from now? Or should you connect with people on LinkedIn that you want to sell to now, or that you want to get a job from now? Well, maybe you should connect with people you want to have conversations with now, but you should also connect with people that may be a benefit to you or you to them in life, not just now. I connect with lots of people that I don't have a need for now. They don't have a need for me, but we know each other. We've met each other. We're relevant to each other. And who knows, maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road, we may have a need for each other's services. So you don't just network for today's urgency. Network so that when you get thirsty, you've got a well. Did I say that right, Randy?
I think you did. And it got me thinking a little bit, which is dangerous, but nevertheless, and how LinkedIn differs from Facebook. Facebook is social networking. And yet you don't see, other than spammy things, you get the spammy requests from, I get from some, I won't go there, but anyway.
Loretta, you get invites to connect from Loretta?
Kind of, yeah, real skimpily dressed and the whole deal.
He's got a beard.
But on Facebook, you don't have what I'll call the breadcrumb trail, other than who the mutual connections are. But the difference with LinkedIn is you can go in there and search based on industry, geographic location, job title, where they went to school, and a number of filters that you can search by to try to find meaningful connections. and not just connect, or add. And I get those all the time. I'm sure you do too. And they're kind of, they could do better. Let's just put it that way, and be more purposeful. And I think that's one of the points you talk about is do it with purpose and relevance. And I think you'll come out a whole lot better off. So Teddy, I'm done talking for the day.
All right, man. I'm going to get
Wrap us
myself
up
a
here.
peanut butter and jelly and banana sandwich.
Oh,
So
right.
I will see you Wednesday with Nancy. And until then, take care, buddy.
All right. Have a good one.